I'm from Canada, from overseas. I traveled, I got fibroids 3.5 years ago. Even though you think we have free healthcare, we have free medications, we have free doctors that we can walk in anytime and book an appointment. And the most amazing healthcare is Canada, and people travel to Canada to actually have their health checked. So as soon as I got fibroids and I was told I have a fibroid, and it was the beginning of 3-centimeter fibroids, one. My doctor said, it's okay, it's a very livable thing, don't panic. Everything is going to be okay. You just keep taking your hormones, and balancing it, and it's going to be okay. But that's not what happened. As I was going by and I was living my daily life and doing my daily activities, I was getting worse and worse, and one fibroid became 2, 2 became 4, and they started increasing in size. I became anemic. I became very, very sick, to a point I couldn't do my daily activities. And actually one of the fibroids was sitting on my back, so I couldn't bend or do anything. I'm a nurse, I'm a healthcare in my region. So I did my researches. I went back to my doctor. My doctor said, it's okay, why are you panicking? Everything is going to be okay. Just increase the dose of the hormones, stay away from anything that's stressful, eat, live your life, be happy. How am I going to be happy when I'm in pain? I asked her that question. She laughed and she said, okay, just keep continuing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut your period, and I'm going to put you in a menopause stage. I'm a very young girl who's active, who was getting ready to get married. How are you going to put me in a menopause stage? Why can't you just find a solution for what I have? Everything that she was giving me was just temporary. A pain reliever, everything that was temporary. I started, 3 years went by, I lost a lot, 99% of my body mass. I lost everything, to a point I was throwing up. I couldn't bend, I dropped work, I dropped everything. I'm angry with everything. I stopped getting married. That's it, nothing was meaningful anymore, because I'm in continuous pain and it was increasing by the minute. I went back to her and she told me, okay, that was after 3 years of following up with her. She told me, okay, no problem. I'm gonna recommend you to one of my very, very good fibroid doctor, the king of his region, of what she says. She said, okay, I'm gonna talk to him about you. راح اتوسط لك, go to him, and let's see from there what he's gonna say. It took me 6 months just to be accepted and seen by him. When at last I was excited to see him, and I was like, okay, yes, today is the day. He's gonna tell me tomorrow is the operation and everything is gonna be okay. He's gonna find a solution for my problem. I went and I couldn't even see him. He was apparently a very busy doctor. He was not available. I met his doctor assistant, which she told me there's no hope, because my fibroid was 16 centimeters, so there's no hope for my uterus. There's no hope for my rahim, and I guess is it okay if I don't give birth? I said, I'm sorry, what do you mean, is it okay if I don't give birth? She said, it's okay, you know, a lot of people just adopt, a lot of people do this. And I said, are you telling me after 3 years and a half of suffering, I am gonna adopt a child and not have my own? That's when she said, well, where your fibroid is sitting is very dangerous, so you might lose a lot of blood, and I'm not gonna choose you over your uterus, so I'm gonna take your uterus off. I said, okay, no problem. Let me think about it. I'll be back to you. That's when I decided. Before that, I started doing a lot of my research online of very good doctors overseas. I couldn't find any doctor in America. I couldn't find any doctor in UK. I found a very, very good doctor, which a lot of people were talking about it from the internet, and he was called Elbanna. But he was in Egypt. He was in a very far away country, a third world country, which is not well known in technology. No, it doesn't have all the equipment that we have. If anything happened to me, I'm the one who went there with my legs. So I was scared. So I'm like, no, overlook it. I searched so many doctors in Germany and everywhere. I couldn't find anything. And somehow it kept circling back to Elbanna. So Tawakkalt ala Allah, and I put my hands on the sake of Allah, and I said, okay, no problem, let me go with this doctor. Let's research more about this doctor, ask more about this doctor. I went back to my family doctor with my researches, and she said, are you serious? You're gonna go to where to do what? I said, I'm gonna go to Egypt to this doctor specifically, and I showed her the picture of this man, Wael Banna, and I showed her of how the surgeries and how much successful surgeries he had, and how he talks about saving the woman's life and the woman's uterus, and he gives hope for the woman to be pregnant of her own. So she started laughing, and she was like, do you know they don't have half the thing that we have? Do you know their equipments are bad? Do you know, do you know, do you know? And it was all negative, negative, negative. She put me more in doubt. She was so negative. Everything she was saying is negative, and she put me down more. She put me in doubts. I went back home. I was like, Mom, are we doing the right thing? She said, I don't know. This is something you have to solely think about and solely take the decision for. I did my research. I downloaded all his videos, Dr. Elbanna, and I was like, what am I doing? He looks so much confident, and he have maximum 95% of all his surgeries are done, and he gives you hope. That was the most important thing. None of the doctors in where I am gave me hope. None of them gave me hope. Everybody was saying, live with it or lose your rahim. Live with it or lose your rahim. So what am I going to do? After I met with the king, and after I went back to her and she was so negative, I decided to cut the ticket, and then not, because she was putting me in more negative doubts. So I cut the ticket, and then I went back with a decision telling her, you know what, I'm going, you're my family doctor. I'm just letting you know that when I come back, I'm going to be doing follow-up with you, and you're going to be making me more better, and you're making me gain weight and whatever it is that you do. So you are going to be my family doctor when I come back. She said, I'm not responsible for what's going to happen over there. Not responsible if you die. I'm not responsible if you do lose your uterus. I'm not responsible from any abnormality that you're going to walk in with to Canada. So don't expect me to follow up from there. I will not be your family doctor if you walk in with something that's abnormal. I said, that's fine. If I come back normal, you're going to be my family doctor, because I cannot go into waiting list. She said, yes, I will do that. Okay, she's like, then she's like, okay, don't forget to take a picture with the killer that they call him, because he's a doctor who lives in the third world country and in a place that's not as equipped as ours. So I guess don't forget to take a picture with him, and good luck. I said, will do. Went back, traveled. I had 0.0 trust in this doctor that I was walking into, that I traveled all the way down to. Traveling from where I live all the way down to where this doctor lived is 3 days by itself. So while transit, while sleeping, I just kept dreaming about him. I kept looking at his videos. I kept trying to find any signal to tell me, go back. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, because I had 0 trust in him, but I was still coming to him. I just wanted to stand in front of him and tell him, you know what can you do about what I have?